I stopped my bully from getting into graduate school. TLD or title says it all. I stopped my bully from getting into graduate school. I'm a bisexual woman, and I discovered my sexuality by developing romantic feelings for a female LGBT professor. This was the first time in my life that I had ever questioned my sexuality, and I genuinely admired her both personally and professionally. Anyway, we ended up falling out, and I was distraught over it and used to post about it a lot on my original account. Well, this one guy, a complete stranger whom I had no prior interaction with, had been saving my posts for a 2-month period and used them to create a subreddit drama post, accusing me of stalking this professor in her retirement, and made fun of my anxiety disorder in this post. Even after I deleted the posts, he retrieved them, clearly unconcerned about traumatizing a woman with an anxiety disorder. All he cared about, besides wanting to inflict suffering on a complete stranger, was gaining the attention and validation that he craves. And he got plenty of both. That post had thousands of upvotes and won the Best of Subreddit Drama Award. And while he was boasting about it, I was being harassed by hundreds of people, including him, and was doxxed and outed because of his post. It was even confirmed in real life that faculty, admin, and legal counsel at my alma mater saw not only that post, but other personal posts that I had made regarding my sexuality, mental health, and knew way too many details about my life in general. One of the worst parts for me, however, was that everyone believed his story and supported him when I tried calling him out for bullying. A perfect example of how women are never believed, even by other women sometimes. When victimized by a male, wrongdoing by a male is always downplayed, and they're often supported while the woman is portrayed as playing the victim. This post was only the beginning of his harassment. However, he would not only follow me from sub to taunt and provoke me, but created fake accounts to harass me from and followed me onto 2 more accounts. I'm still uncomfortable being on Reddit, but I feel compelled to share this. I eventually learned his identity, including saving selfies he shared of himself, and location, and contacted his then local police in the UK. His conduct violated their Protection from Harassment Act and Malicious Communications Act. But because of the international nature of the situation, they couldn't prosecute him. However, they informally warned him to stop harassing me. But he then used that police warning as a source of further harassment, bragging about having the police called on him over a SRD post, and continued mocking my disabilities. This harassment continued for over a year. I also contacted attorneys in both the US and the UK to inquire about a defamation suit, but I couldn't afford their fees. And this isn't the type of case that's usually taken on contingency or a conditional fee arrangement. So for a while, I didn't think I'd have any recourse, and the stress was affecting my health. However, knowing how much he shares about himself, I monitored his account without using Reddit, hoping that he would share which graduate schools he applied to. He eventually shared the schools, even doxing one of his potential advisors, mentioning their full name online. So I emailed the program director of each department, and the professor he mentioned, sharing not only the SRD post, but screenshots of his harassment on his then main account, the harassment from his fake alt accounts, and the comment where he later revealed one of these accounts to be him in case there could have been any doubt that he was behind all this harassment. The police correspondences, the screenshots of him bragging about having the police called on him, and harassment from his newer account, and the pics to identify him by. He didn't get into any of these programs. I guess I can't say for sure whether it had anything to do with me. But it doesn't look good for one's application when a woman sends in over a year's worth of harassment, police correspondences, and proof of the person laughing at police warnings. This is, however, one way to make your application stand out. Now this guy can change his SRD flair from, unironically had the police called on me BC of a SRD post, to, unironically was rejected from grad school BC of a SRD post. There should be some type of Reddit award for that. Oh. And never harass an obsessive stalker. I'm gonna get downvoted all to hell for this, but I remember that post in your post history before you deleted everything. I'm glad. Hope you're doing better now, but you were being obsessive in your behavior. I feel sorry for the professor and the fact that you try to use your sexuality as a get-out clause. For being called out for stalking someone is disgusting. Just read the other post in which that guy mentioned you. Multiple subreddits said you had to stop it. You sued your university, and this post leaves so much essential information behind. TBH, you are batshit crazy, darling. This whole story is awful. As a woman who remembers this incident well, I can tell you why you were not believed. It was because you were lying. Extremely blatantly. Extremely obviously. And you doggedly deflected anyone trying to tell you that stalking and harassing this woman you have romantic feelings for was inappropriate and generally really shitty. I remember you using these exact same excuses, too. And declaring that it was far more likely a grand conspiracy was going on than admit that. Perhaps repeatedly violating the boundaries of your crush was a bad idea. As I recall, weren't you officially sanctioned in some manner by your university? I believe I remember reading you being beside yourself at this. And I also remember that you took this as evidence for the conspiracy against you. Because there was no way you were actually being told, "This is fucked up," by multiple people. I remember that. I was there. I read those posts. No. It is not harassment or doxing that I remember them either. If anything, it is a little impressive that I remember this so well. Because being a crippledy bitch, the ol' squishy brain meats ain't work perfectly. On the plus side, that means we can apply your level of reliability of reporting events to this post. Also, only real downside to that is how, knowing your usual batting average, I am now doubting that things such as graduate school and Reddit posts actually exist. As a bisexual woman of color that treats 3 different mental illnesses for years, you're insane. Bananas. Batshit crazy. The embodiment of the "stop. Get some help" meme. Get a grip. I monitored his account without using Reddit, hoping that he would share which graduate schools he applied to. Cyberstalking as a crime. And this can be considered an admission of guilt. It's one kind of stupidity to get your hands dirty in committing a crime. It's another kind to preach it all on Reddit where your identity was leaked. Good job there, buddy. You kind of just proved you are an obsessive stalker by doing this. Get some help, honey. You're wielding LGBT and disabled like weapons now. They don't excuse your terrible behavior. You're still in the wrong. And now you're smearing disabled and queer people by claiming your behavior is normal for a disabled queer person. Fuck off. The original post in question. https np.reddit.com/r/subredditdrama/comments/ebod10/university student makes a dumb decision. Make your own opinions, but it doesn't feel like there are any winners here. Op went nuclear in the first place. trying to get people fired over perceived personal slights. The person who wrote up on SRD was harsh. And really didn't have to. Edit. Decided to add the link after all. Everyone can have their own opinions properly knowing both sides. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. Edit. Read the link provided including the SRD post Op kept referring to. Op is the obsessive stalker, bully. Her bully is actually her victim. Hope karma hits you hard. Op. A perfect example of how women are never believed. Even by other women sometimes. When victimized by a male. Wrongdoing by a male is always downplayed. And they're often supported while the woman is portrayed as playing the victim. Excuse me. What? Op. I hope you realize that doing this has done nothing positive for you. From the sounds of all your previous posts, you are still placing the blame on others for your own choices and mistakes. Having mental illnesses does not magically wave away the hurt, fear, pain, etc. that you cause others. Fun fact. Just because you didn't mean it that way, doesn't mean it still didn't cause others harm. You have gone so far out of your way to twist this story into something entirely different because you literally cannot stand being out of control of any situation that has to do with how others perceive you, but you would know that if you had actually gone to therapy. I would say it's great you've discovered your sexuality and learned more about yourself, but I can't. Because you have done so at the cost of other people's well-being, safety and mental health. The way you essentially parade your mental illnesses and newly discovered sexuality in so many other subs is nothing more for you than a free square on a bingo card that says, I'm the victim. Quote. It'll tell you what you should have been told when you first posted on the Academia subs. It was your fault. The entire situation from start to now. You were entirely to blame for it. That's it. Full stop. Both are head cases. Just stop already and get on with your lives and stop stalking people. This post had a lot of red flags. But this sentence really stood out and encapsulates your somewhat twisted worldview quite well. Wrongdoing by a male is always downplayed. And they're often supported while the woman is portrayed as playing the victim. Sorry. But no. In domestic abuse situations, the male wrongdoing is almost always assumed, and there's a lot of anecdotal and statistical evidence that in situations of the woman abusing the man, the woman is still initially often given the benefit of the doubt. But if this is your experience in many cases, it might mean people perhaps think you are playing the victim. This doesn't automatically translate into their opinion being that that's a trait that all women have. It's giving me some scary, group individual vibe that has no place in Western society. Also, if I've ever seen someone, project. It's right here. All he cared about, was gaining the attention and validation that he craves. You have absolutely no idea why he did what he did. But it seems you've filled it in for him. And it lets your own motivations shine through. The rest of your post just reads like someone who fights fire with fire, but still wants validation and claiming the moral high ground. And it seems to me you've gone so far down the rabbit hole you don't even notice the hypocrisy anymore. And to read you've been posting this on multiple subreddits over and over just makes the whole, all he cared about, was gaining the attention and validation that he craves, even more painful. I remember the post on SRD. And so I went back to look at it. Since the post as you described it doesn't match your description. While you did get revenge on him, you're exhibiting the same behaviors to him that you acted on with the professor. Legal advice users told you that you were indeed stalking the professor when you asked and told you that you needed to stop. And professors in ASCA professor also told you that you needed to stop. Good for you for your revenge. Though wrongdoing by a male is always downplayed, and they're often supported while the woman is portrayed as playing the victim. I'm male. I've had guys threaten to kill me because I calmly but loudly told a woman to sit down after she hit me in the face with her elbow because she was standing up on a bus and not holding on to anything. She hit me. I didn't even use harsh language. My exact words were, "Sit down. There. Now." But instantly she was the damsel in distress, so my life was threatened. I've had more than one woman hit me and smugly tell me, "You can't hit me back because I'm a woman." Wow, were they surprised to learn I'm not sexist. They are, in general terms, correct. If I get caught hitting a woman back after she hits me, no matter how much pain or damage she did to me, my life will be in jeopardy. I have a stalker. She is a sharpshooter. She is also a known murderer. I've been in hiding from her for 31 years. People will calmly tell her where I live and how to find me. And as a result I had to move 3 times and change my phone number twice and not tell my college where I lived while I was a student. Because she's a woman, and even after I tell them she has tried to kill me 6 times and in some cases that they weren't legally allowed to give her my information, they look at me like I grew 3 heads and reiterate, "But she's a woman. Your sexism is not welcome." Yup. Women get treated badly. Yup. Even assuming a woman is a damsel in distress is white knighting and is in itself sexism. Yup. It sounds like that guy deserves whatever he gets. However, that doesn't make saying wrongdoing by a male is always downplayed any less false, and sexist men don't have it easy either. You just don't see that because it's not shown to you. One major takeaway I saw from this is that he was the one harassing, stalking first. Now I personally don't condone any form of harassment, but if he had simply left her alone, all of that could have been avoided. What in the world is this situation? I am finding it so hard to follow and keep up. Tears of joy. Literally clicked in this as it disappeared. I hate that.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.